A 70% increase in foreclosures? Certainly this means the real estate bubble has to pop. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, it's Mike Broadhurst with the Broadhurst Group and the Carolina Realty Group, and we're ready for Market Mondays for Bluffton, South Carolina. As we report from week to week and even month to month, the Bluffton market continues to be strong. Just an update on this week's activity. Since Ukraine was invaded by Russia, which many people felt would put a quash on a lot of economic activity, especially the real estate market, our market continues to be strong. 240 properties have come on the market since February 24th. 245 have gone under contract. And what's more remarkable are the days on market. If you've been watching us over the past several weeks and months or even years, you'll know that the average days on market has been hovering around six days to get a property sold. During the time since the Ukraine was invaded by Russia, we're down to 3 days. What's that tell us about the market? A, that demand is continuing to keep up with supply, and that outside influences just don't seem to be affecting our market. So we've seen a 7-fold increase in foreclosures according to the latest statistics for January of 2020. How did we get there, and is that a significant number? In order to appreciate where we are today, we have to go back to early 2020 when COVID took a grip on the nation. There's a lot of concerns about the economic impact of people not going to work and whether or not they were going to lose their homes. So the federal government passed the CARES Act, that is the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. And the purpose of this was to protect homeowners from losing their homes during this really rough stretch of time. And so what happened was they put a moratorium on banks being able to foreclose on homes. How did that manifest itself in the foreclosure market? Well, let's take a look. Looking at the last 15 years of history, in 2020, before Corona hit, we can definitely see that foreclosures were already at an all-time low, way below what they had been in the previous 15 years. Here comes the CARES Act. Now look what happens. We go from about 90,000 foreclosure proceedings throughout the United States all the way down to about 15 or 16,000 per quarter. That's a dramatic reduction and exactly what you would expect. What happens afterward is where we are today. The 7-fold increase is nothing to be alarmed about. In fact, the 7-fold increase doesn't even get us back to the numbers where we were back in 2020 during the first quarter. In fact, if you look back on the foreclosure proceedings for the nation over that 15-year history, from 2017 to early 2020, foreclosures were at an all-time low. So what does that mean? It means this ramp up in foreclosure proceedings is nothing other than what you would have to expect. Banks are allowed to go and start proceedings against people who are behind on their mortgage payments. Is that alarming? Absolutely not. In fact, if we look at some other statistics like delinquency rates on mortgages in the United States, they're at an all-time low. So the all-time low in delinquency rates translates as an all-time low in foreclosure rates. And there really is nothing to get excited about. And that's why the numbers here in Bluffton continue to be strong. And I believe they will continue to be strong throughout the coming months and well into 2023. If this kind of information is useful to you and you're thinking about buying or selling, please give me a call. I'm Mike Broadhurst with the Broadhurst Group, 843-837-7773. See you next week.